Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Knight of Wands, fire on fire. I feel like we're really we're burning to do something. We're just itching for a change. We're feeling like we're feeling like we just want to let the horse just take us wherever it wants. You know, that we don't even really kind of care where we're going. We just don't want to be here, right? And this could be in a creative way, it could be in a spiritual, it could be in an emotional way, it could be literally in a physical way, right? That we just feel like getting out, right? Let's put this into some context. What is this impulsive energy? What is this kind of this really, really fierce fire trying to tell us? Well, we've got a Two of Cups there. Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands makes sense. And your power card, the lust or strength card. Got to bring out the bell for the power card. This is great. You want to, I feel like this is almost a spiritual yearning for union with your divine self, you know? And that's kind of quite metaphysical, right? But I think in a very literal, concrete way, you kind of feel as if that that requires some kind of change. That's going to somehow transform your life, right? And indeed, I think it will. I think contact with our divine nature really does change our life. It changes our approach to life, changes the decisions that we make, you know? So I wonder if that's kind of, because there is this, we're yearning. There's this burning desire for union here with that Two of Cups, for love, right? And we could be talking about a romantic partnership too. I don't want to leave that out. There's the Eight of Swords. There is the Princess of Cups. There is a Nine of Wands. And, the Lover's card. I don't mean to laugh, but it's been a kind of a running joke on this channel. Anytime I hint at romance, I used to get all these comments. People would say, no, I don't want a love reading, you know? And so now on the channel, anytime that there's kind of a romantic vibe, you know, I make that joke because, you know, it used to be a lot of people didn't really like those kinds of readings. Not that I ever really did a love reading or a romance reading, because every reading is about love, right? Love is what keeps all of this stuff together. Love is this whole studio, the whole table, everything. And sometimes it manifests as different ways. Sometimes it actually manifests as romantic love, dating, marriage, all that kind of stuff, right? Finding that union with that one true love, with that soulmate person. And if that is what your burning desire is, then that's what this reading is for you, okay? But it could be other things. But I really feel that you have this burning, yearning desire to find that which your soul truly desires, truly wants. That divine counterpart, that beloved, whether it's finding a purpose, whether it is literally finding that kind of dream job, or that kind of that career that you just fall in love with, whether it's finding your forever home, whether it's finding your guardian angel, right? Finding God, goddess, deity, connecting with spirit, connecting with your own divine nature. You are longing for that union. And at different times of our lives, that longing for union might manifest as different things. Sometimes we see it or feel it in our romantic relationships. Sometimes we see it or feel it in our family relationships, in our friendships even, in our relationship with nature or with our pets, with our plants, with our people. It's all love, right? It's all love. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to set it down over here and put Tiny Bob Ross on top of it. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. So you do have to stick around. But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put a prediction, a guess, anything, top of your head, down in the comments. Let's do it together. It's good to exercise our intuition, right? It's useful. And we'll be wrong a million times. I'm wrong every day. Once in a while I get it right. Okay? And those are the moments where I feel like maybe my intuition is really, really on point that day, you know? I feel like we will get better over time anyway. But let's look around the room. Let's see what these major arcana are doing. We have two of them. We have your superpower card. This is your superhero energy. And we have the Lovers card. Okay? So it kind of seems like what we really are trying to do is we're trying to activate our superpower. We're trying to become the superhero of our own lives. We feel like maybe now we're a kind of mild-mannered newspaper person or something, and we're trying to really we're trying to unite with that true essence of ourselves, right? And maybe this involves, you know, finding our true talent, finding our true purpose, finding our true love. Yeah, because what we're ultimately looking for with the Two of Cups is ourselves. Yeah, is ourselves. What we desire is kind of a reflection of what our essence is, that part of us that we don't get to perceive very often, right? Except it's kind of like the eye can't see itself except in a mirror, you know? And I think that the soul, the spirit, really wants to see itself. And this is expressed in the choices that we make. We choose what to unite with in our lives. And every choice we make, every union that takes place, is a reflection of who we are, of an aspect of who we are. It's one face of the diamond, you know. So the Lover's card. Anyway, the Lover's card doesn't always mean romance. We know that. It means union. It means choice. It means commitment. It means what we are marrying ourselves to. The most fundamental thing that we marry ourselves to is the universe, God, goddess, deity, spirit, our true selves, higher self, guardian angel, spirit guide, ancestor energy, whatever that fundamental essence of the universe is, right? That's what we marry ourselves to. That's what we commit ourselves to. And everything else is a byproduct or a manifestation, is a light that is thrown off from that union, right? Two things come together and unite. There's usually like light and heat that's given off, right? That light and heat is all of the other stuff that happens in our life, all the other choices we make. And so you're really looking for that fundamental essence of things that is going to influence and permeate every other choice, every other aspect of your life. And maybe the focus right now is on that romantic union. Okay? Let's keep looking around at the cards. We know we've got fire, fire, fire. We've got water and water. Got a little bit of air. And that air is, that's what we got to deal with, right? Because I think right now we're kind of overthinking it. Trying to make it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. And of course we have our earth energy, which I think is another component of things. And it might be even that we're not sure what to focus on right now. That we kind of feel like, well, I have these spiritual aspirations, but I also want to be in a romantic relationship, but I also want to commit to my career and to level up my financial life or whatever, you know. And so the Eight of Swords is us kind of thinking, which one do I pick? Well, you don't have to pick. They're all the same, right? It's all love. Do all of these things, right? You might have to prioritize and ask yourself, what is the most urgent burning desire that you have? You know, what's kind of, and maybe we're trying to be logical about it and say, well, technically I should try to, you know, get out of debt or fix my finances or whatever. Maybe I need to get into better shape before I can then, you know, have that romantic relationship. But maybe I need to have a better relationship with, you know, spirit before I get into the romantic thing because of XYZ. And pretty soon we're wrapped up in all this thinking and we're not doing anything. So the fundamental card, the first card we had, the Knight of Wands, the fire on fire, is just saying, burn, baby, burn, right? Whatever your soul is yearning for, just go after it. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. Because there are, yes, this I think is a life-changing reading. This is an energy that will literally change your life in all of these different aspects. I think that you're feeling this burning desire toward a romantic partnership, toward your own spiritual essence, toward your own creativity, toward your own kind of spiritual, maybe metaphysical or supernatural kind of experience, right? Your own psychic kind of energy. And definitely toward your own quality of life, okay? And this is, I think, enough fire energy to go around. And this is sometimes a fire energy that sometimes gets us in trouble, right? Because it's just like the horse is going to carry us away. And we have no control. We're just, our arms are flailing around. The horse is like, we've seen that in movies, right? It always ends badly. But if you're a skilled rider, if you know what you're doing, you have the reins, and yeah, you're letting the horse just run full throttle. Horses can go pretty fast, I hear. But you're not scared. You're not out of control. You're not trying to slow the horse down. You're not freaking out and trying to like stop the whole thing. You're right there with it. The two become one, right? So you are your will. You are this burning impulse that you feel, this yearning desire for life. Yeah. You're not opposed to it. It's not that you're trying to get some sort of control over it. No, you are one with it, right? It sounds cheesy, but that's what we've got. And it's true. Okay. And I think you are going to be experiencing a lot of changes in your life, a lot of choices about what to unite yourself with. And only make those commitments to things that you feel that burning, yearning desire for. Okay? Don't let your mind say, well, in all practical ways, I should probably go this way. Follow that passion. Follow that fire. Be one with the horse, you know? But I think a lot of things are changing for you. Okay. Now, let's talk about the Four of Pentacles down beneath the surface. You're somebody that does have this practical side to you. Okay. You want to build a foundation of success. You want to build, let's say this is your career, this is your business, this is your financial life. And maybe you're retired, right? Maybe you don't care about getting a job anymore. Whatever this is, it is stable. And it is supportive. It's a foundation, right? So this is whatever income you have and what your basic needs are. You want to make sure you get your bills paid. You know, this is food, water, shelter. Okay, but there is also this yearning, burning desire to have more than food, water, shelter. Water, what is it? Water, food, shelter. I don't know. Water, shelter, food. What's the order here? Water's first, I'm pretty sure. But we want more than that. Okay? And sometimes we feel as if, well, we've got to have at least the water, shelter, food first. That maybe has to come first before we can pursue all of these other things. Yeah. But I think you have that. I think what we're really looking for is to level that up a little bit. You know, because if we have a little bit more than just the very basics, I think that you will find more, you'll find more opportunity, more freedom, more available energy, let's say, to pursue some of these other things. Okay? So you have this very practical sense to you, and it's kind of like, well, you got $20. It's better if I put that $20 into, you know, get some food, get some gas, and, you know, whatever, rather than buy yourself, you know, the new CD or something. Back in my day, we used to get CDs, and I think they used to cost like $15 or $14.99 for a CD, US dollars anyway. I don't know how much they cost now. I don't know if they still make CDs even. But it's a very practical energy that you have. Okay, very practical. And I think the 9 of Pentacles, it's in the future position. I think you're going to find that you're getting further past this kind of very practical baseline energy. The 9 of Pentacles is all about gain. It's the ongoing process of success. I think we're trying to level up our, I mean, really, it feels like a financial thing, okay? And I think some of the changes that you're making in your life, following your passion, right? Really intentionally uniting with things that you feel this burning desire for. Having these unions of love, right, that are willful and intentional, is going to lead to a lot of progress in this particular aspect of your purpose, to improve the quality of your life, to alleviate suffering, to have a little bit more than just the basic needs met. Okay? So whatever you're doing for money, you're finding a way to generate more. Okay? You're either making some career changes, or you're getting that promotion, you're working to secure more income for yourself, or for your family, or for, you know, whoever's with you. You're looking to improve the quality of your life. Okay? In that way. In that kind of financial way. But the earth energy is not just financial. It's health. It is physical belongings. You know, it is stuff. So I think that we're looking now for maybe not more stuff, but a higher quality of stuff. Higher quality of food and water. Maybe you're looking to move into a different neighborhood. Right, or into a home or an area that has more than just the basic services. It's more than just water, shelter, food. You know, not that you're necessarily into luxury, but I think that you want to have enough. See, this is enough, but just enough. You want to have a little bit more than enough, so there's not that concern, focus, worry part of this 8 of Swords, right? And I think if once we get that thing going, then it's going to really remove that from the equation. That's not going to be part of your mental, it's not going to be occupying your mind as much, right? But we've got this 8 of Wands in the background here. And this is, I think, some creative problem solving that is taking place in order to get this kind of financial leveling up. Okay? Because the 8 of Wands is very, very creative. A lot of different ideas. You kind of have a lot of different ideas all at once. You have a lot of different irons in the fire, right? You're diversifying your creative energy. And that creative energy, I think, is really going to lead to this leveling up. It's kind of like one or more of these ideas are really going to start taking off. So it could be that you have a lot of different little businesses, side businesses, a lot of different ways that maybe you can start generating some money. I think they're going to start, you know, not all of them probably, but a couple of them are going to start doing really well. And that's exactly what we wanted, right? You're not just putting all of your eggs into one basket and hoping it works. I think you're diversifying a little bit. That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. I wonder if this is also applying to other things. I wonder if, in terms of your spirituality, if you're diversifying a little bit, that you're not just doing one thing. You're not just someone who, prays morning, noon, and night, but you're doing other things, meditation and yoga and song and dance and ritual magic and, divination and all sorts of other things, right? I feel like you're very, what's the word, eclectic? I feel like you're kind of drawing in the best of a lot of different things, and all of this stuff together, I think, is really creating the success for you in all of these areas. Because you're not just like a one-trick pony, You don't just have one focus, one specialty. You draw from many different places, many different traditions, even. Yeah. And you're finding a mix that works for you. It's very creative. See, it's not fixed in this energy. I'm glad we don't have the Hierophant. But it's kind of the Hierophant energy. It's kind of anti-Hierophant is what I'm feeling, right? And when we look at your superpower card, this is kind of anti-Hierophant. Because the Hierophant says, well, there's one way to do things, and you're in this tradition. You have to practice your faith this particular way, right? And if you do anything outside of that particular form, then you're outcast, right? But see, this Leo energy, your superpower, is thinking outside of the box, is not being contained or confined by that kind of tradition or that expectation or those rules that say, well, you can only pray one way, right? No, you're doing it your way, that creative way. And this is a fire that is not contained in a little fire pit and says you can only burn in that area. You can be as creative as you want as long as you're inside this box. That would be Hierophant, but this is anti-Hierophant, right? This is you not accepting somebody else telling you what is sacred. You are discovering it for yourself. And I think, again, this goes back to that fundamental union of you with spirit. And that is going to be a unique experience for everybody. And you're very much aware of that, and you like that. I think that you're a very unique individual. I think that you probably have even like something unique about the way you dress, right? I feel like your hair. I feel like there's something with your hair. Yeah, that's like different. And I think that this is just, it's not intentional. It's not like, well, I'm gonna dye my hair a certain color because then I'll be different, right? That'll make me special. No, I think you're special first, and you can't help but it coming out of you in your style, in the way you talk, the way you dress, in the things you do, in the way that you worship spirit, the way that you practice your life, right? I love it. I think it's really, really great. But we tend to overthink things. We tend to not overthink that stuff, but we overthink like priorities. It's kind of like you want to do a million different things, but it's hard to get started because how do we prioritize? How do I know what to do first? Everything seems equally important. What do we do? That's a big question. If you find the answer to that question, please let me know. This is the analogy I always use about, I have hundreds of interests, right? I love so many different things. And whenever I think about one of them, I think that's important. I need to study more about that. But then I go and grab the book and I start reading. I think, oh, but that other thing that I want to learn about, that's very important too. Maybe that's more important right now than this thing. So I pick up that book. Pretty soon, I've got literally 50 books spread out on my floor. I can't decide what to focus on. Okay? It's not because the lack of drive is there, but there's just sometimes that overthinking mind that has a difficult time prioritizing because everything feels equally important, equally as urgent. Okay? And so that, I think, is something that you need to be aware of. I think that part of the way out of that is to just look for clues in the world. Use your intuition. Use the synchronicities of the world. Don't try to think, well, what book should I read today, right? Just allow the universe to tell you. Allow spirit to speak through nature, through your pets, your plants, your people, through signs, symbols, and synchronicities and omens will lead you to the right subject, right? Maybe there's a random connection with something you saw earlier in the day, and then somebody said something, and then maybe you saw kind of this image in the clouds or something, and it all connects together and says, well, maybe you ought to go study astrology today. Maybe that should be something that you focus on right now, right? And that's a silly example, but I feel like that's the way it works, you know? I feel like if we're listening and we're watching, Spirit will show us kind of what to do, in what order to do things. Or what is the significant focus of your life right now? Is it on this foundational, financial stuff? Is it on kind of getting your domestic life sorted out? I feel like there's some kind of a move in the works for you. Either you're planning a move, you have an intention to move, or there's literally like you're in the process of moving right now. I feel also that the phoenix is an important symbol for you. Rising from the ashes, right, as this kind of spiritualized being. So I also wonder if you've gone through many iterations of yourself. If you, in your search for spirit, you've shed your skin many times, right? That's what I'm feeling. I also have a ring, somebody's ring, his grandma's ring. I don't know that you wear it. Maybe you wear it around your neck, but it's not on your fingers. For some reason, I don't think you wear jewelry on your fingers. But you have a ring of a relative, and it's very dear to you, right? Anyway, getting the confirmation from the world around you. See, the Princess of Cups is in the position of the environment. So this is really looking for signs and symbols out in the world, outside of your own mind. Okay? And that leads to a sense of confidence. Here's that Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is strength, and that strength comes from knowing that subtle psychic energy, feeling connected with those symbols, which we are learning here in the Princess of Cups. That connection with that subtle psychic spiritual energy is what gives you the strength and confidence to know what to commit to at what time. Now, maybe this whole reading is just kind of saying that you have a little bit of an issue with commitment, right? I say that tongue-in-cheek, partially, because I think that for you, this challenge to commit, this issue with commitment, is not a fear, necessarily. It's not that we don't want to be united with something. It's that we want it so bad that we have a difficult time doing it because we, again, with the Eight of Swords, we're unsure if this is the number one thing right now. I think you have the capacity to commit to something tremendously, for a lifetime. I feel like you have a lot of that focus and concentration, but it's on so many different things. We want so many different things. We have to try to find a way to unify them all. Okay? So it's not that you're afraid of commitment, but maybe you're afraid of committing to the wrong thing. Maybe you're afraid of committing to something. Here's the Lover's card. Committing to something and having to say no to everything else. See, it's not the commitment that you don't like, but it's that you have to then not commit to that other thing. So we have all of these different aspects of your life that we want to change. We want to level up in all these areas. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, creatively. So we focus on one. Let's say you focus on career. Does that mean you have to exclude your spiritual life or your emotional life, family life, right? Romance? Does that mean that we have to say no to all of those things? Well, that's kind of the shadow side of the Lover's card. Is that we're so focused on one thing that we start ignoring everything else because we feel like, I've committed to this, I can't commit to those things too. And I think this is the real challenge for you. And I think there is a certain strength in you that not so much that we need to even prioritize. I don't even think it's about figuring out what to do first, but finding a way to commit to that fundamental energy. Right? If we commit to let's say we commit to the ace. I wonder if that's going to be the ace. If we commit to the ace, that is source. That is fundamental. Everything that extends off of that is already included in that ace. Right? That's either going to be the ace or the 10 of anything, I think. That mystery card. Let's look at the mystery card now. I think it's going to be an ace or a 10 of something. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Oh, it's the Fool. It makes even more sense because the Fool is 0. The Fool is kind of this card that says, I'm committing to nothing, right? Or I'm committing to everything. I'm committing to spirit. I'm committing to source. And from there, it includes everything else. Right? And so it's not really, I mean, I guess it's kind of a loophole, right? It's a 0. It's the 0 card. But this is kind of the freedom to focus on everything, right? To level up every aspect of your life, to transcend this this idea that we have to be so linear about things. Right? Well, first I got to do this, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do this. Well, if we're going to be on the first one forever, first I've got to stabilize my career. Well, that's going to take a lifetime, you know? Like, who wants to do that forever? Yes, that's part of it. If we commit to transcendence, if we commit to spirit, if we commit to God, goddess, deity, we commit to ourselves, we commit to our own internal superhero, then we're doing a lot of different things because it's all part of the one thing, the no thing, right? The no one thing. I don't know, it's confusing. I think you understand what I mean, though. The Fool is a lot of freedom, but the Fool is also transcendence, okay? And the Fool is like Santa's sack of toys, right? It seems like it can only fit so many, but it's infinite. It keeps expanding and expanding and expanding to fill whatever we put in there. So if we think I have one purpose, one will, one commitment, there are a million things that extend off of that, like roots, right? Or branches even. Maybe branches is better. So this is us really focused on that source, that spiritual energy, from which everything else in our life is a branch. And we have to remember to always connect the branches, connect everything back to source, feed the branches, you know, prune them back if we need to, take care of them, right? But they're all part of the same tree. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to watch the extended, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Leo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost you anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.